pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. What we got, Brennan?
So I handed out the handbook at the last meeting, and I'm just gonna give you guys another copy of it, just to see if there was anything that you wanted to go over, that you had read in my changes, or grammar, spelling, if you had got the chance to look at it, so that I can get our final draft ready to present for the board, so it can be approved and ready for our startup day for the drivers.
So at the last meeting was just some of these pages that were getting amended, and this is the whole.
No, the last meeting, I think I gave you the whole book too to look at. I just didn't know if you had got a chance to look at it. Any questions? I didn't expect you to read it at the last meeting while we were sitting there. So I just gave it to you again. I didn't know if you had made any changes on it.
Nothing changed besides that.
No, I haven't made any changes on it.
I mean, you just tightened it up, really.
And I kept it with the lines crossed out so that you can see what I changed and read to what I changed it to. It's really just verbiage, no real big changes to be said. Some of them have to do with law. Some of them I added vaping to our tobacco and alcohol while on duty. Just little changes like that throughout the book.
So this has to go to the full board for approval, right?
Yeah, the employee handbooks, whether it's parents, teachers.
Is that on the agenda for tonight's?
It is not.
It is not, because I couldn't, I'd asked you guys to look at it, and without having, I wanted to be able to add any comment or edit that you had to it and go over it, so I did not put it on the agenda.
Could see one right now.
Well, yeah.
1920.
I didn't change the cover. The revised date's wrong too.
This is something you hope to just discuss tonight?
No, it won't be discussed tonight. It's on the agenda. We can put it on for the
No.
next agenda on the 6th.
Yeah, that's what my goal is, to have it on the next agenda for the 6th. I started editing the routes to go to the board too, and I just haven't got them done for next year. I was entering kindergartners, quite a few.
Those will be
this
ready
year.
by the 6th.
Ready by the 6th. I
Okay.
just won't get to come here first.
Just let Larissa know. So we'll put it on the agenda.
Yep.
That might take a little time. Any big changes to the roads?
No, there's just a couple kindergartners on roads that we don't go down off of Route
Got it.
16.
Yep.
And
You talked about
changes
that.
due to numbers, really. So it's just trying to figure out what's best placement and
Sure.
figuring out estimating clusters. That's the handbook, and then the only thing on the agenda for
Anything on,
tonight's...
rough anything on the handbook?
I didn't see anything that,
There's no big changes.
I saw the closed toe thing, that was good. You stubbing your toes on the
Let's see
pedals.
the law. I think I just reworded it, because I think it was very lengthy before, and I just brought it down.
You know, the drivers drive carefully.
Mm.
Good. I didn't see anything that struck me as obnoxious or wrong or.
Nothing obnoxious.
All right. Tonight, this is going to the board tonight. These are the bids
Okay.
on the van that I got, our proposals. I talked to these 3 companies, either on the phone or I went down to Pooling to get a look, like to actually look to see what I wanted, because it's the closest one. What I thought would be work and wouldn't, and then I called the other 3 companies. And this is what I got back from them and the prices that we can get them for. Pullins is delivered, so I did add that on their pricing, meaning they'll drop it off. Everywhere else I'll have to go pick it up.
How much it cost to go get it?
My time and somebody else's to drive my vehicle back.
Well, if you went to Berlin City, it's a bit of a
2
haul.
hours.
2
Yeah.
hours. 2 hours with me and
4
the
hours,
driver.
right?
4 hours, yeah. Yeah, actually.
Round trip
there and back.
and time.
Yeah, so
and
4
time
hours
there
for
for-
2 of us.
So that's $240. Probably.
About. So, I mean, they are a little lower, but that is something that,
Is the, do all the drivers have white knuckles as well? I see the white knuckle clear coat color. Is that because?
Only on a snow day.
yeah, then we all do, including me.
How does this differ from state pricing?
So the state pricing, I looked at it, and unfortunately, the only thing that they had this year were 14 passengers.
Okay, so there
They
wasn't.
didn't have
there wasn't
any
a-
small
okay.
minivans, so they were 54,000.
Yep.
I guess that's kind of the new van to get. I didn't look at one, but it was just to see what it would be if it was something for the future. I don't like them. They're top heavy. They're the high, like, they kind of scare me.
Okay, so I'm just checking. See, we don't have the minivans in state pricing this year.
No, there
Okay.
was no minivan in the state pricing as of now. Doesn't mean they won't add something halfway through the year, but as of now, I went through it all. So 54 was the ends
and-
that they had. The Ford.
So even though Pullen's higher, if we drove up to Berlin to get this, would still be able to use their warranty service there at Pullman because it's a new Dodge.
Yep, they're both new Dodges, so we'd be able to use the warranty at Poulin.
Yep.
Still, Poulin is a local company.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing to consider with the drive of two drivers to go and receive it.
Well, 4 hours at a minimum
Yep,
because we're talking also time there for the
time
transfer
there,
and all that.
transfer money.
Yeah.
I don't know, for drivers or so this would be a first for me is purchasing a minivan. I don't know with the trust. Chris Tyree did everything last year, and that's new to me on how I'll have to do that. So
Yeah.
We'll
you'll
talk
have to
about
go
that.
through that with me at some
They
point.
all have the same features as far as side doors and back hatches and all
There's
that
little
stuff.
differences. When I called, my big thing was I know there's one in here that is lower that I didn't list because it doesn't have the bucket seats in the back. It's a bench seat in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds silly, but the bucket seats give you a little tiny separation from the person next to you
Mhm.
for students, and for
Sure.
me, that's a kind of a.
Yeah.
It gives them a feeling of more personal space, which is
Sure.
important for our students.
Sure.
So. And then some of them have Bluetooth and some of them don't. The one from Bonneville doesn't have a Bluetooth. And I think the rest of them do because they were stocked already with Bluetooth. Bonneville would be they'd have to order. And I think they're more expensive.
Okay.
Side airbags are all in this.
Yeah, it's all the
same airbags.
2019 side airbags, protection features. And the features that are different are just, honestly, they're the add-on things that you don't need.
So it's really what you're in Bluetooth is something that you need.
No.
No, you don't.
I would prefer not to have
Oh, okay.
Bluetooth in a vehicle, to be very honest. The SAFC and the federal law actually
Mhm.
states no Bluetooth devices being used.
Okay.
And I feel like having a Bluetooth,
Temptation.
yep.
Sure.
But unfortunately, these companies stock their vehicles.
Very
A
typical.
lot of them, Bonneville
Mhm.
doesn't stock because they're a bigger company, so they actually can just call manufacturer and get. They don't pay them. Pullman pays ahead of time for the vehicles they have in their lot. That's why they can offer a little bit different prices. Same with Berlin. But it is what they have, and Bluetooth's pretty common to be in everything now. It was actually kind of funny because pretty sure Bonneville's price for no Bluetooth is more expensive than a price with Bluetooth.
Easy enough. So we're looking for the board tonight to give an approval of one of these vehicles,
Right.
one of these companies, so we can get this purchased on time.
Same motor, right? Yep.
Yep.
Looks like it.
Is there one that's recommended?
That's what I was kind of brought it today to do a recommendation. Poulin's is local and they deliver. It is the easier option for me, but it is more expensive. So really, the first two would probably be the most logical price-wise. Bonneville is the only one that offers no Bluetooth. But price-wise, the first two are the smarter purchase.
Is there a difference because there's no Bluetooth with the pooling?
No, there's no Bluetooth with Bonneville.
You know, so,
There's Bluetooth with the Berlin and
They can stock out of
Pooling.
pooling with
right.
the Bluetooth.
And I can't have.
But if you wanted a van without the Bluetooth, the price would change from pooling or,
No, they don't have one in stock, so it would be a wait, and they'd order one in the 2020 models, but we don't have the time to wait.
can you ask Bonneville if they would deliver their van for that 24,585? I mean, that's out of Portsmouth, right, Bonneville?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the Bluetooth is something that's prohibited or looked down upon by the safety board, the Transportation Safety Board, and we ignored that,
You can have them, you just can't use them, and my worry is temptation of, there's no student in the
Future.
car, and
Yep.
do you think, I think it's worth asking Bonneville that if they consider delivering it, they are in Portsmouth?
yes.
So it's
And if they
40 minutes.
said they couldn't deliver it for that price.
It's $300, $360.
It's 300 more than Pooling, but Berlin is like 1,000 less. 900.
Eight.
Yeah.
And if a driver gets caught using a Bluetooth, who pays the penalty?
They do.
The driver themselves.
Driver will, in the long run, they will be paying the ticket and everything, and we will be losing a driver because it will be automatic.
Well, maybe it's worth the extra $500 to extra $360 to drive down to Bonneville.
That's an easy run down
yeah.
to Portsmouth.
So
It's nothing I don't mind having to
Is
pick up any of
Bonneville-
them, even Berlin.
is Bonneville a Dodge dealership also?
Yes.
Well, sometimes they exchange cars between one dealership to another. So I don't know. I don't know if they would do that.
They do that typically when you're looking for a certain color. They don't typically do it within proximity because
Okay.
they'll get me to drive down there and buy it from them rather than sell it
Okay,
to Pool.
I just didn't know.
That just
I didn't know if that was an option.
Right. So, that is really the only difference with Bonneville. The drive, like I said, the drive doesn't bother me. Even if it was Berlin, I drive for a living, so driving doesn't bother me either way. It's just the recommendations are, I prefer no Bluetooth because of the temptation is there. We all know how easy it is to use a Bluetooth now, don't we?
I don't, but I've heard it's pretty easy.
It is. I had the headphones in my old one, but that's actually still Bluetooth. So any Bluetooth, actually my watch counts as a Bluetooth too.
really.
hmm I can answer phone calls on my watch.
Yeah, I get it. You're right. It's a Bluetooth device.
Yeah, in training today when I went to go get in the driver's seat, the trainer looked at me and said, "Oh, is that an iWatch?" And I said, "Yeah."
So
Off.
what's in the capital reserve fund for the purchase?
Oh, it's a combination. There's money in the trust fund.
Yeah, the original quote when we did the thing is I put 35 in for a minivan.
So
Is-
there's
was
plenty of
my
money
math.
to cover the cost.
Yeah.
There's plenty of money
Yes.
to cover the cost for the van.
Yeah, the board, certainly should consider repercussions of a employee tempted, not that all employees
No,
would
no,
want
I
to
get
do
it.
it, but, and we'd hate to lose an employee just because they made a mistake.
Mistake,
or-
exactly. I think the recommendation we're getting at, Ralph, is the recommendation going to Bonneville.
That's what I'm
Okay.
Bob.
I think that's it. Make that recommendation to the board, and they can make that decision as a whole.
No, yeah, because I did ask about Bluetooth everywhere, and the other ones are stock, so they're just selling me their stock product, and they're all trying to get rid of their 2019s now, anyways.
They all have that same amount of mileage, 6 miles, 7 miles, whatever.
It varies. They're all brand new. No, none of them have. They have testing mileage on them. Yeah. I haven't got to go out driving around yet. So that was that, and then I had I wanted to try and change the date of our meeting was the other thing on there. I do like the idea of having it before the board meeting because it doesn't waste anybody's time, but it doesn't give me any time to make any changes. Or like tonight, I'm making the edits on the handbook and being able to put it in. So I didn't know if we could do it the first Tuesday of the month or the second Tuesday of the month at 4:30.
I have to check with
This is from
because
Larissa.
Larissa has, that's what Larissa said?
Yeah, these two are from Larissa. It would be 4:30 to 5 on the first Tuesday of the month, and then you would have your, I think it's Joe's meeting right after that, it's somewhere, and then you'd go right to the school board meeting. And then the other Tuesday is before. Let me read her email, because I have it.
So you just open it out a little bit earlier on the same days as the school board meeting?
It's so, because I present to the school board, the second school board meeting in the month. So like when we go over the handbook, now I could go back and make changes and present it in like a kind of a,
I see what you're
do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Instead of being, like right now I don't have time, or if you ask me a question, like I think last week you asked me a question on pricing and I didn't have time to get a hold of the company. So it gives me time to do what you, answer your questions.
So I have a question. So let's say we have it the day of the school board meeting, the first Tuesday, you're saying?
Correct.
Even though you make changes, the board would have to have it in a packet before the meeting, so they have time to review
Correct.
it.
I present the second school board
Oh, I'm
meeting.
sorry.
So that's
I'm
why.
sorry.
No, I get it. That's why I was suggesting the first one, so it gave me time to get it done and get it to Larissa to put it in the packet. You have a facilities committee at 5 on the first Tuesday of the month, Mr. Gerler?
Yeah.
And then there's the second Tuesday of the month, you don't have anything.
I think that's really up to us, right? I mean,
It doesn't matter to me, you know what, I'm here, so.
It doesn't matter to me, the only thing is that I put it at 4:30, so that if I have to fill in on the bus route, I can get back here on time.
Right.
So that's why I wished I could do it right after school, but I can't.
I'm here already, Ralph, so whatever you want, I mean,
It's fine.
I'm not going anywhere.
It doesn't matter one way or another to me, you know, I mean,
And Larissa will update that when we change it. I'm sorry but I think that that'll work better. It gives me time to answer your questions or get a hold of vendors and stuff.
I mean, it does make sense instead of having it just before you presenting it to the school board.
All right. so-
Which one do you prefer, the first Tuesday before the school board meeting or the second Tuesday?
I think the first Tuesday seems better. with
That's
your-
what you're asking for.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The first Tuesday.
Well, first Tuesday seems like it would be less of a,
Yeah.
he's here.
So good, up to you, who wants to make
As long as it's
it.
not after the second Monday.
We good?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, want to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So
Wrapped up,
the
5:30.